everybody, it's Emily from Sailing Vessel Temptress, and today I'm here to talk to you about this AFERY portable battery box. I know it's been a while since I've seen or talked to a lot of you. I want you to know I'm happy and healthy living ashore here in Luperon. And living ashore has a unique set of challenges versus living on a boat. For one, Luperon is prone to power outages. So about once a week we're without power for at least a couple hours, it seems. Sometimes it's a little longer, sometimes it's a little less. But it can be a pain in the butt when you're trying to work from home or you're trying to do just about anything. If your refrigerator fails, or the modem for the internet is not working, or you just can't get a fan to cool off. So it's nice to have some backup power when you're living ashore here. Today I'm giving you my thoughts on this AFERY battery box. This was something that was sent to us on the boat about a month ago, and I'm just getting around to doing a review because I wanted to have a chance to check it out and use it and give you my honest opinion about how it's been working. So, a little update about me. I'm living ashore in a house with a great view of the ocean, a great garden full of dragon fruit and guanabana and other great fruits here in the Dominican Republic. I'm in the process of starting a business here. It's going to be a cyber cafe, sort of smoothie shop, coffee shop, air-conditioned event space. And for all that, power outages are a pain in the butt. So far, I've used this at the house to power fans, to power the modem when the power goes out so I still have internet. I've even used it, I had some friends coming over for a movie night. I bought a projector and we had a movie night scheduled and the power went out. And it was no big deal because I just used this to power the projector and everything was great. In addition, with the business, we're going to be making a lot of smoothies. We have a coffee machine. We have these other things that if the power goes out, we can't really be open and functioning unless we have some backup power. We won't be able to run the air conditioner, but we'll be able to run fans. We'll be able to run the garage door that kind of opens and closes to open and close the business. If we didn't have a way to power that, we wouldn't be able to get into the building or to close up and leave at night. And the other thing we have is a lot of smoothie machines, coffee machines, things that generate heat that need backup power. So while this won't be able to power the whole business when the power goes out, this gives us the backup power that we need, that we can keep people drinking, eating, and using the internet, which is what they're there to do. Let's take a look at some of the features on this battery box. Power button is here. It's big and easy to find even when it's pitch black inside, which I've had to do a couple times. You can feel it and it's textured. When you power it up, it makes a little sound. There is a fan in here. It's not very loud compared to some of the other units that I've seen. It does run a lot, so it's cooling off the batteries. It is really hot down here. It's got a light here. If you press it once, you get a full-on light. If you press it again, you get an SOS light. And if you press it again, you get a regular old strobe. Use the light a lot in the dark, again, when it's the middle of the night and the lights go out and you need something. It's got ports here for USB. It's got ports for USB-C. And when you want to use this panel, you have to press this button to turn on that panel. So there isn't constantly power. You have to say, hey, I'm going to use this port and turn it on. If you're not using it, it turns it off and it's not sending power there. So it's saving the power. You also have your 12-volt outlet here, or cigarette lighter as some people call it. And again, there's a power button here to power this part of the panel. Then here, you have 6 regular ports. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit dark. Again, you have to turn on this section to use that section, and you press it again to turn it off. These panels are really nice. This one broke off initially, but I popped it right back in. It was no problem. One of the downsides to this unit, it is really heavy. I think it's close to 50 pounds, so it's kind of hard to lug around. But one of the nice things is it's really sleek and it actually looks pretty nice. I just leave this out in my living space. It's not something big and obnoxious with orange paint all over it, or something that needs to be covered up or stowed in a cupboard where you have to go out and get it. You can just kind of leave it in your living space. It looks nicer than a lot of other appliances. It has this nice cover on the top, which is a great way to store the cord, so you're not losing your cords. It came with a cord to charge the wall, charge with your car, charge through solar, so it's pretty versatile in that respect. Here we have the regular wall charger for the battery. We've got the solar charging input. Came with this bag and this zipper case, which you can use to store the cords, or you can store them right in the top there. You can't store the case in the top there, which seems a little silly to me, but you can keep all your stuff together and find it pretty easily, which is nice. I also really like the screen on this one. It's just really easy to understand what's going in, what's coming out, how much of your battery life is left. think we figured out we could run the refrigerator or the freezer from 8 to 12 hours in an emergency, which isn't a huge amount of power, but it's sufficient for the outages that we have around here. The percent of charge is really great. It beeps when it gets down to, I think it's 10% or 5%, so it kind of gives you a warning. And then after it shuts down, the fan continues to run, so it keeps cooling it and protecting the battery even after it's pretty much dead. This was handy also when I was budgeting for the power. The power here in the Dominican Republic, if you go over a particular threshold, the price doubles essentially. So you want to stay under a particular threshold if you want to control your energy bills. And just being able to plug in a device and seeing how much it draws, this is essentially a meter that shows you how much it draws, that's a handy thing to be able to do, or to go around and test all your outlets, figure out what's working, what's not working. The manual on this said it would charge in about 2 hours in a regular house plug, and it took like 2 hours and a few minutes to charge. It was very accurate in that sense. So I could see this being a really handy thing for instance, when we went on our camper trip a couple years ago. It's nice to go to the laundromat or wherever you're going to go do, stay at a friend's house, charge it up, and then take it with you, and you've got that backup power all charged up without having to sit somewhere and charge for 8 or 10 hours. So if you've watched a lot of Clark's videos, he does a full rundown of charging up the battery, discharging the battery. I haven't done all those tests that Clark usually does. I don't have heat guns where I am right now, but I did have a lot of appliances. So I made myself a cappuccino while I heated up a pot of water. I ran both of the blenders on high. I ran the juicer. I plugged in a fan. I tried to get this thing as high as I could. It did go over the 2400 watt rating, and it jumped back down to 0, so it interrupted itself and started again, so it was protecting the battery, but it didn't shut down completely, so it kept things going. So for something like the freezer at the business, we have a big freezer where we're going to be storing a lot of frozen fruit for smoothies, and that has to stay cold reliably, or our money is literally down the drain. So the first thing I did when I got this box was I used it to plug into the wall, and then I plugged the freezer into this, and it became a backup power source. One of the great things about this box, and some of these battery boxes have it and some of them don't, is the ability to take in power and put out power at the same time. Some of the other boxes you have to go charge and take away from the charger and use separately, which is great for camping, but if you want to use it as a backup power source, having the in and out at the same time is a really handy feature. Another reason I'm reviewing this battery right now is it's on a mega sale. If you were to go to Amazon right now, I believe it's listed for $1,400. It has a $400 off coupon on it. And if you go and enter on Amazon or on their website the promo code EmilyClark, you get another 10% off that, which brings it down to $850 and some change. So it's a good battery box to check out now if you're on the market for one. That runs until September 8th. So that's all you've got from me today. This is my thoughts on the AFERY battery box. If you're interested, I will put a link down in the description as usual. You can leave comments for me down below. I will try to answer them, though I'm not on YouTube very much anymore these days. But Clark will probably ping me if there's something that's important that you want me to answer that he can't answer. Hope everybody's doing well, and I don't know, you might hear from me again soon, or it might be a while again. Hope everybody's well. Bye from the Dominican Republic.